What's happening, guys? This is James Blonde with MMOHuts.com with a quick weekly recap for MMO news and announcements for the week ending March 10th, 2014. And our first bit of news this week has to do with a little game called Renegade X releasing an open beta. Okay, so this news is a little bit behind, but you guys wanted me to mention it, and I definitely don't blame you. Renegade X is the resurrection of Westwood Studios' Command & Conquer Renegade from 2002, and it's been taken on by an independent volunteer development studio known as Totem Arts. Starting out as a mod, these developers injected the Unreal Engine 3 into Renegade and enabled it so that way up to 64 players at one time can go head-to-head. In the process of recreating and modernizing the game, Totem Arts presents the game as 100% free-to-play, with no free-to-play model, meaning no cash shop whatsoever. And being the C&C fan I am, I played the original back in the day, so I'm really looking forward to checking out this modernized version. Another interesting new title worth mentioning is Chroma, a futuristic first-person shooter title aimed at changing the FPS formula. How? Well, with music. Music is your weapon in this game. Players will be able to unleash streams of sounds and music via their arsenal, as well as master multiple classes, each with their own musical gameplay mechanics. Not to mention the game is being developed by Harmonix, which you may know as the developers of games like Rock Band and Dance Central. This game is in pre-alpha state right now, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, that's for sure. Next up, Waystone Games have made some daring but effective changes to Dawngate. First off, they've completely reworked the map and how it functions as a game mode to intensify various gaming scenarios. All the items have been updated, and there has been a new system balance set into place along with better roll tuning. Now every shaper's base movement speed and attack range has been increased by 11% with plenty of changes to roll vim rates. They've also removed binding respawns in order to allow for the losing side to have a better chance at coming back. There are tons of features that got changed, so check out the MMOHuts site post and Dawngate video in the link below for even more details. And speaking of upcoming MOBA games, S2 Games put together a promotional trailer for Strife showing off excellent player feedback from the trial weekend prior. According to Strife's Facebook, Reddit thread, Twitter, and forums, the game has produced a lot of buzz, so keep a lookout for these trial weekends while we work on trying to get you guys more keys to get in. League of Legends wasn't the only one to release a champion with devastating tentacles lately. Not that they're related or anything, but Smite released their latest god, Scylla, Horror of the Deep, along with a lengthy and detailed list of game touch-ups as the game gets closer and closer to its official release towards the end of this month. Scylla has some of the darkest lore yet, as she was dropped into the sea just to terrorize mankind. Equipped with dog-headed tentacles, Scylla is a ranged mage who gains magical power off of her max ranked abilities and has skills that slow, along with an ulti that allows her to keep attacking after killing enemy gods. And that ulti damage isn't child play, that's for sure. As far as the changes to the game during this patch, there has been a massive rework on the spectator system to not only improve performance and functionality, but actual changes have been made to the map designs to improve overhead views of certain twisted jungle spots. Plus, ward costs have been lessened and now come with a home security alarm to help raise awareness when an enemy passes by their field of vision. Lots of changes, but I think the game will look quite nice just as it launches. Last week, the team on Neverwinter announced the third expansion module to the game, Curse of Icewind Dale. The new expansion goes along hand in hand with the PvP changes I mentioned briefly in last week's recap. The new content brings in new PvP options and faction-based battle zones, allowing players to join either the Tin Towners or the Arcane Brotherhood to compete for control of the dreaded black ice-producing regions in Icewind Dale. Black ice isn't a good thing, by the way, and that's what's causing all the trauma. We'll have more on the expansion as it progresses towards its launch later this spring, but meanwhile, catch up on more details from the link in the description below. A new update is also set to come to the Aurora World this coming Thursday the 13th, bringing with it a new server. This one, however, isn't just any new server. This one will focus on creating an even playing field for all starting characters and continuing on into the endgame. The ultimate goal here, according to their official press release, is that players will find themselves playing the game more and accumulating redemption points. These points can then be used to redeem cash-assisted items to upgrade their character instead of solely relying on cash-assisted boosters. So basically they're making an item you could purchase only with cash available by earning redemption points. Got it. And besides just that, there's quite a bit more with this Hefty update, so be sure to check out the MMOHuts site post linked in the description below for more details. Next up, SG North recently announced the brand new Wave mode for CrossFire. This new game mode features 8 new classes, new map types with advanced tactical options, special Wave mode levels, MOBA-inspired battle mechanics, and unique items and upgrades. Wave mode is definitely a change for CrossFire. And this new game mode is set to launch in North America and the UK this Wednesday the 12th, and between March 19th and April 2nd, tons of special in-game items will flood out to the players, covering everything from major XP boosts to cowboy hats. Also last week, Adhesive Games, the guys behind Hawken, announced that the early access period on Steam for Hawken has been very successful and has now come to an end, and everyone has access to the game now. Previously, you had to have been in one of the early betas or gained access via contribution through well-rewarded bundle options. The early access bundle that helped support the game in testing will still be available. However, the Nemesis bundle will no longer be around. Now, I've got to say the game is very fun and impressive, and if you haven't had the opportunity to try it out, now's your chance. Last week I mentioned Wargaming introducing a new dev diary discussing changes to World of Tanks and its realism over the course of time. Well, this past week the developers offer us a deeper look into the massive changes to physics in World of Tanks. Changes such as spring-loaded tank suspension, flipping tanks, detachable turrets, movable objects, and realistic destructible environments. It's pretty cool how they decided to look into various ways buildings look when they're destroyed by specific ammunition.
The way a building can be destroyed depends not only on the type of material it is built of, but also on the type of shell that hits it. An armor-piercing shell will just pierce a hole in the wall, while the blast of a high-explosive shell will scatter pieces in all directions.
There are plenty of examples just like that throughout the entire video showing off what changes are being made and how. It's pretty impressive stuff. Wargaming also launched Update 1.2 for World of Warplanes in Russia, Europe, and North America last week. Additions in Update 1.2 include a set of combat missions that will grant various rewards upon completing their listed requirements, an overhauled post-battle screen providing players with detailed combat stats, and a built-in function to record and playback battles. Not to mention, this update brings in a new matchmaker algorithm enabling rookies to master basics before competing against veteran pilots unwillingly. So many of you guys are probably aware that Path of Exile launched its first mini-expansion, Sacrifice of the Val, last week. Well, the expansion is getting some of the hardcore PoE players worried. The new Invasion League, particularly, is proving to be harder than expected. More top 20 deaths have occurred in the past week than ever before in any other league. I wonder if it has anything to do with the 60-some-odd new bosses they added to the game. Maybe. Either way, guys, thanks for joining in the last Friday's live stream with me in the new Ambush League, which doesn't seem near as bad, but is still a blast to play through. If you missed out, I plan on posting some of the stream highlights just to show off the Ambush League. Otherwise, be sure to follow me at twitch.tv/JamesBlonde for the live stream on Fridays. Other than that, guys, that's about it for MMO news and announcements for this week. Pick up more details about the news from the recap via the links in the description below. Otherwise, head over to MMOHuts.com/news. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers. Don't get yourself in a bad spot and use your leap slam to get out of things. That's another thing that's good music for. Holy crap. No. Yep, I'm not. I'm out. Woo, did you see how quick that was?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's... I almost died.